If you struggle with creating a very realistic padding space, this video is for you. And if you also struggle with the diagonal pattern of ventilation, which is the ideal standard that gives you a realistic finish, this video is also for you. You want to take out your time and watch this video to the very end. Give me a thumbs up at the end of it and comment where you have issues. Okay, now let's talk about the different directions in this front. Right in this front, the lines are in different dimensions. You need to understand that. First of all, this joining now is part of the front. You don't want to try to add it to the back side. You're going to struggle. Okay, I want you to see what my hand is doing. What I'm doing now is the direction of this line from the triangular fold. Underneath it, yes, underneath it, the lines flow towards the ear. And then from the other side, the lines flows straight to the forehead. You're going to see when I'm ventilating. So let's get into it. Don't forget I told you the ultimate pattern of ventilation is ventilating across the straight lines while using the diagonal lines as your guide. Okay, so imagine where my pin is facing. That is the direction of the line down towards the ear, while the other side is entirely different. So if you don't understand this, you're just going to struggle and struggle. Sometimes it looks like the full lace will never finish. The truth is, if you actually understand direction on this net and you had the time, you can ventilate a full lace in 3 days, I tell you. Yes, with 6 to 8 hours ventilation daily, you can complete a full list. Or let me just say the standard is 8 hours ventilation daily. You can complete a full list in 3 days. Is that not amazing? I mean the one for braid, so the one for braid is not that dense. Okay, so basically this is it. This is the standard I've been teaching you. Ventilate your first one, ventilate another one in front of it, and then form your diagonal line. Don't worry, we're going to come back to it. It's really not easy. We're going to come back to the starting point. I know you still remember from the previous video. I'm just going to put the link to that video on the description box so you can watch the two if you haven't seen that one, so you understand where we're coming from. Now, we're going to take this line directly to the airline and connect it with the airline we have pre-ventilated. You know the way we do it. You create your airline first. If you've not seen our video on how to create a realistic airline, I'm also going to drop the link to the video in the description box so you could go see it. Okay, it makes all the difference. Imagine, no matter how unique this ventilation pattern looks, it's still showing lines, right? And I'm keeping the lines for a purpose because this is for braids. I want to keep my lines. Yeah. So you see, you just want to keep going. Ventilate. If you have your airline already, it's easy to just blend everything in. Just continue with your diagonal pattern and ventilate where you see space, keeping your lines intact because you need it for your braids. Okay, so we're done on this side. Let's keep moving. But before then, let's just take a portion of the airline and blend it in and then see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Don't worry, you're going to see more of that. Okay? Imagine trying to connect this back to this front. You will struggle, and then you're going to leave so much space because the lines don't flow into each other. No. Like I said before, understanding the direction and dimension of the lines on this net is actually the main thing when it comes to ventilating, and not sliding your pin through the hole, bringing it out, grab some strands, make a loop, That is quite basic. Understanding, when I say there are a lot of intricacies when it comes to ventilating a full list, you think I was joking? I wasn't joking at all. And yes, I think I am one person that would teach you my secrets without holding back. Yes, you will see a lot of people will come and say, this is how to ventilate the full list and back, 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 back. But you see, it's looking like what I'm giving you is not detailed because I'm trying to actually take you through the main thing. And if we want to keep the 2 hours cannot even capture the an intense, complete, a full ventilation tutorial. You know what I mean? So I remember telling you that underneath this triangular fold, the lines face downwards. Now I just want you to check the direction of my knot. Look at where my knot is facing. That is where the lines from the ear side to this triangular fold, that is the direction of the lines, right? On the other side of the triangular fold is it's a different thing altogether. So there's no way you would want to ventilate across each one without paying attention. You're going to struggle. So because I'm coming from the back, I have a little space left. I'm going to fill it in. Yes. And then, can you see that? Where my where I'm facing, like where my knots are facing, is the direction of the lines. Just right now, you know the way this thing is. I told you what I want you to understand are the difficult, those things that poses the challenges you face when ventilating a full list. So this is our base. Don't forget, you pick one line, you pick the second one after 2 lines, and then if you're going towards the left, you branch, look for the diagonal line that tilts downwards towards that left. If you're going towards the right, you look for the diagonal line that tilts downwards towards the right. And this is the basic. This is the simplest way I know you can learn diagonal ventilation. And yes, you cannot compare it to any other pattern of ventilation. It just makes a difference, okay? By the time um we'll be breathing with this foolish, you would get to understand better why you need to learn diagonal pattern of ventilation. So guys, I would just let you watch. Some persons would say, I can't see the holes you're working on. If you get to see the hole I'm working on, you would not understand better. So I'm expecting that you already know how to ventilate. We've done a lot on how to ventilate, right? Right now, what should be important to you, or what is important should be that you're seeing the direction I am facing as I ventilate each part. Where So you just want to save this video, and wherever you're having difficulties, watch the previous one before this one and watch this one, and you should be able to tackle whatever it is that stresses you out. So at this point, You see that previous one I had ventilated beneath the triangular fold? Even this part I'm doing now cannot connect to it. No. If you can see how different the directions look, right? Like I'm ventilating towards down, like I'm ventilating towards the front, right? But you can see that we are getting like a V shape, like you understand? And to think that these two are on the same side, like assuming this is my left, they both are on my left, right? There is no reason they should look like a V. But yeah, they're looking like a V. That's to tell you that the directions are not same. So the moment you try to blend them, you're going to have issues. Or maybe you're just going to do a random job where you feel where you see space and leave where you don't see space. But if you understand the flow of the lines, it makes everything a lot easier. Even at night, you can ventilate at ease. You know where to pick, you know what to do, you know what I'm talking about. So basically, I'm just going to fast forward and fill up every other space and just let's get towards the padding space. This video, I told you I didn't want it to be long, but what can I do? I need to take you guys through every part. So once more, let's learn how to blend sections. You know, we ventilate section by section, right? So let's learn how to blend each section to your airline. Assuming you have not pre-ventilated the airline, you could actually see your airline guide as your airline and do the same thing I'm doing now. Like the moment you get the airline guide, you don't go cross it. When you're going back to restart, you're just going to go to the next that has not crossed the airline guide. Man, you know I don't like explaining too much, so I don't end up confusing you. Sorry about the way I sound. I'm a little under the weather. So I slow this down so that for the second time we're going to blend this with the airline guide. Enjoy guys. I'll be back when we're ready to finish the padding space. The most important aspect of this video. So let's quickly fill up the other space. Remember, we ventilate in sections. We're just going to each section. Do one, do the second one, branch to the side, just with the branch to that's it. Let's just fill the remaining part in and get back to the video. So you see the joining space here, right? Yes. And you're not going to start your parting space from that place. So I ventilated a little forward, and then I want to start my parting proper now, which is this. I'm taking one strand, and then by the line next to it, no spacing, I'm taking two strands, and then another line next to it, no space, I'm taking another two strands. And then you start your your normal spacing pattern, and then fill up whatever space you have kept for your parting space. Go back and pick one strand, pick another two strands just by the previous one, no spacing, and then do your normal spacing. Notice that the first one we did three together, and then this second one now we're doing two together before spacing. The first one was three together, then you start spacing. This one is two together, then you start spacing. This next one I'm doing now is going to be three together, and then you start spacing. This is so that our result is alternated. We're not going to be having the straight line kind of result. I hope you understand what I'm explaining. Now, this pattern I'm teaching you, use it for your normal hair closures, use it for your frontals, use it for your full lace, whether for hair wig or for braiding. The feel, the results, the outcome is not the same. This is my secret ingredient that I'm sharing with you guys. So basically, we're just going to continue this until we're very close to the airline, and I'm going to slow down and show you once more how I connect my padding parts, that is my middle parts, to the the airline I have previously created. Right? So yeah, I'll see you guys when we get to the front. If you are an old time subscriber, I want to say thank you very much for being here. Like I promised, we've done a lot on ventilating, and I didn't want it to be left out. I wanted to take you by hands to ventilate a full lace from beginning to the end, and then use it for braids with you. I know that how to part it for braids is a struggle for a lot of persons, so we're going to come through with that. And then after that, we're going to be doing ventilation for a hair wig, like ventilating a closure for a hair wig, and that will be it on ventilation. We're just going to be doing our normal work with my series. We're right in front now, right? So I just want to give a shout out to those of you who are die-hard subscribers who love me for no reason. I'm grateful. And if you're new to my channel, I want to say thank you very much. I want you to stick to this channel, and you would never regret doing so. Okay, so we're basically just doing the same thing we've been doing from the beginning, but this time, because we're very close to the front, we're using just one strand everywhere. The same thing, but just one strand and one line spacing. Okay, so you just want to basically blend this. Just keep at what you're doing and then follow the airline guide, because here you don't have the pre-ventilated airline. The space was kept so as to blend what was going to happen in the middle part. Okay, so basically this is it. We're just going to go off camera and ventilate the other part, and then come back to you with the result. So I love you guys endlessly. You already know that. That's why you get to see some secrets I should be holding, like the way Nigeria is holding new notes now. You understand what I'm talking about? So let's just loosen this front part and see what the airline on one side look like. After that, we're gonna go off camera to ventilate the other part, and that will be it for this video. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for loving me for no reason. Thank you for all you do for me. I do not take it for granted. Please comment. Say what you understand, what you don't understand. Let's talk. Engage my page, right? Don't just watch and go. Don't you have questions? Ask me questions. Guys, I'm here. You are seeing the air subject matter in person and you're taking it for granted. Ask me questions and I'll answer to your questions. So this is the fullest. The one in my hand is the one we just finished. The one on my head is made with attachments. But let's look at the airline. This is not the same with any foolish you have seen. If it's not from me, yes, like give me the bragging rights. This is attachment foolish.